Miguel grew up in a rough neighborhood where joining a gang felt like survival, not a choice. By the age of 16, he was fully immersed in gang life, running errands, dealing drugs, and living recklessly. The gang became his family, and violence was a daily reality. Miguel felt invincible, but deep down he carried a heavy emptiness, a void he tried to ignore. One night, during a confrontation with a rival gang, everything changed. Miguel found himself on the wrong side of a gun. He thought it was the end. He was shot twice and collapsed onto the pavement in a dark alley. As he lay bleeding, pain and fear overwhelmed him. His friends fled the scene, and for the first time, Miguel felt completely alone. In his desperation, he whispered a prayer he hadn't said since he was a child. God, if you're real, please save me. I'll give you my life if you give me another chance. Miguel closes his eyes and begins to lose consciousness. Just as the darkness starts to close in, a stranger passing by sees Miguel lying on the pavement and frantically calls for an ambulance. When the paramedics arrived, Miguel was barely clinging to life. They worked quickly, stabilizing him and rushing him to the hospital. Miguel wakes up in the hospital, dazed and confused. He felt a flicker of relief amidst the chaos, realizing he had been given another chance. During his recovery in the hospital, he was visited by a local pastor who had been reaching out to the youth in the area. The pastor shared the gospel with Miguel, and for the first time, he truly listened. The pastor's words about hope, forgiveness, and a new beginning resonated deeply. When Miguel was discharged, he made a life-altering decision. He left the gang, though it wasn't easy. His former associates saw him as a traitor, and threats followed him everywhere. Still, Miguel clung to his newfound faith and started attending church. Over time, Miguel's transformation inspired others. He began sharing his testimony, speaking to at-risk youth about the dangers of gang life and the power of God's love. With each story he told, more young lives were saved from the cycle of violence. Years later, Miguel felt called to do more. He trained as a missionary and began traveling to troubled neighborhoods worldwide. His life became a living testament to the power of God's grace. In his talks, Miguel often shared the Bible verse that sustained him. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Miguel's story reminds us that no one is beyond God's reach, and that even the darkest past can lead to a bright future when surrendered to Him. Now, 40 years later, Miguel is still a missionary, dedicating his life to serving others and sharing the gospel. His journey continues to impact countless lives, proving that true transformation is possible through faith. If this story of redemption and transformation inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories of faith.